Welcome back to Power Your Life. It's hard to believe that by the age of 9, my next guest was homeless. After years of fighting adversity and hardships, Nikki Johnson Houston is now an award-winning and successful tax attorney in Philadelphia and an anti-poverty advocate, and she joins me now. Welcome, Nikki.
Thank you so much for having me, Joanne.
Thank you. And you went through years of poverty and you were on the streets. What happened to actually change your life?
Well, what happened was I was sent to live with my maternal grandmother, and I remember getting off the Greyhound bus after being homeless on the streets for several months, and she looked at me and she said, "Nikki, you're fortunate enough to be born in a different America than the America I was born into, to the greatest generation of women who have ever lived. What are you going to do with that?" And I sort of shrugged and said, "I don't know." And then I thought about it and said, "I'm going to be a lawyer, and I'm going to have lots of shoes." And I'm a lawyer and I have lots of shoes.
And you have great shoes,
Thank
right?
you.
So it was your grandmother's inspiration, her words, her encouragement that really inspired you. And you go around not only in this country, but all over to inspire others. Why is advocacy so important?
You know, advocacy is so important to me, again, because of my grandmother. She taught me the importance of service, that no matter what your background was, that there were people who would have less in the world, and that I had an obligation to help others. And it's very personal to me. I wish that I had seen somebody who was going through homelessness and poverty who could be an example for me. And so I want to be that kind of example for young people.
And you are, which is very rewarding, and also it's helping to change lives. You got a scholarship for college, and you flunked out of college. What did that do for you? And again, how did you get back on top?
Well, I think it taught me some very important lessons, that sometimes you're going to fail, but it doesn't make you a failure, and that I needed to ask for help, and that there was no shame in needing help. And I was fortunate enough, again, for the right people to come into my life. I got a job as a live-in nanny on the main line for a family of lawyers, and they talked me into going back to college at night, and they changed their schedule around to make sure that somebody was home at night so that I could go. And I was able to graduate in 1998 with my bachelor's degree in business.
Bravo, and you've done a lot with it. So the important aspect here is that you've had people, your grandmother, the people that you were a nanny for, you've had people that have been encouraging you and that helped you move along and really give you the strength, the determination. When you go around and you advocate for people and talk to them, what's an important message to them, and what do you want them to give back to other people?
Well, I think it's twofold. One is that everyone needs help to achieve. Some people are fortunate enough to be born into situations where they have a family that can help them, but again, that's still help. And so that it's important for people to help you, but it's equally as important for you to be willing to accept their help, but also to do your part in it. Like, no one can live your dreams for you. No one can, live your life, but that no matter what circumstances you're born into, all of us are capable of achieving something great in life.
So basically, to really tap into that inner greatness that we have. And you and I were talking earlier about vulnerability, and oftentimes people think being vulnerable is not a healthy thing, but what you're saying is vulnerability, this is my belief, vulnerability is really a strength, to be able, like you said, Nikki, to ask for help and also to be able to give help. What is one of your most rewarding moments in your whole career and of advocacy?
I mean, one of the most amazing things was I got the opportunity a couple of years ago to go to India and as an Eisenhower Fellow. And I was given the opportunity to go to a night school for children of untouchables who had to work during the day. And these children were between 8 and 10 years old. And they were lined up to come and see me. Their parents had brought them to hear my story. And so many of the kids said to me, "You were a street kid like us?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "You're telling us that we're capable of doing anything and being anyone that we want to be?" And I said, "Yes, you are." And for me, that was really a full circle moment, that I could go to a place where people were a completely different culture than me, but that we sort of had that human value
right.
of wanting to be better. that, you know, parents wanted something better for themselves. Children wanted to see someone who had come from their background. Even though I was a different race, we had that human value in common of wanting to be our best selves.
So there's that incredible, like you said, that human connection and that understanding, no matter what race, no matter what language, that really crosses all barriers.
Absolutely.
Have you still been in contact with any of these people, and have you seen any of these kids change and grow into something incredible?
They're still very young, but you know, I've been fortunate enough that people do try to keep in contact with me by email. I'm lucky. I meet so many people, and I try to mentor them in a variety of ways. Sometimes, you know, people will call me on a regular basis, or they'll send me an email just to let me know how they're doing. And you know, for me, it's so important to not put myself up on a pedestal, but for them to realize that I'm just like they are, and that we just have so much in common, and that I was able to achieve my dreams, and that with the right work and belief in themselves, and the right mentoring, and the right mindset, that they also can achieve what's important to them.
Now, you also have a boutique tax, your own firm, really, a tax firm, right? And so what do you do with that?
Very exciting. About 9 months ago, I left my job as an assistant city
Right.
solicitor after almost 7 years, and I opened my own tax law firm. So I'm the phillytaxdiva.com. It's my first tax season, and I'm very excited. And I think, you know, it just goes to show that dreams, you know, they change throughout your life, and this was just a new dream that I had.
So, birth new dreams, don't bury your old dreams. Thank you so much, Nikki. You are an inspiration for so many people, including me.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Power Your Life will return in a moment. Ahead, find out what's coming up next week. The challenge of clean drinking water has become a global concern. After visiting India and seeing little children drinking water from a stagnant pool, Deepika Kurup at age 14 was determined to do something to change all that. She invented a solar-powered water jug that changes dirty water into purified drinking water. Deepika was also named America's top young scientist. Her cost-effective and sustainable water purification system harnesses solar energy. Not only that, it disinfects contaminated water using portable purification, and it kills many types of bacteria in less time than any other method. Anything is possible with imagination and with determination. Be fearless, get inspired, and inspire others. That's it for tonight's Power Your Life. On next week's show, Deborah DiLorenzo, the president of Southern New Jersey Chamber of Commerce, joins me to discuss ways the Chamber can help entrepreneurs and everyone in the community grow together. See you then. Remember that you have the power to power your dreams and power your life.